All right, man. We are live here, and this is your boy Q back with Plug In Podcast. And man, I know my show is normally on Thursday nights, but I had to jump on early, at least a day early uh, before Thursday, because it's a great event that's going on this weekend, fellas. And I got my good buddy here, Andre, to talk about it. I know that we mostly time you hear guys talking about the struggles and I need a safe space to talk and, or some iron to sharpen irons, a group of men that I can grow and actually and glean from. And what I want to do is just kind of present an event that's going on July 12th and the 13th called Manifest. That's that has all of those things that are going to be present at this event. So I got Dre on here. Go ahead, man. Tell them about this event. Give us the ins and outs. So start with Friday. What is popping off on Friday?
Man, Friday is amazing. It's going to be at the Art Block over there by Henry Ford Hospital at 1411 um, Holden. And so I have that set up where there's a welcome reception for the weekend. It is something that I have been trying to put together to have a place for Black men and mental health to be empowered and encouraged. And what better to bring people together than with food? So I'm going to have a soul food dinner. I'm going to have what I call empowerment, speaking with poetry, spoken word. I'm going to have words of encouragement, like a motivational type of speaker come in who's very influential and knows a lot about what it takes to beat the odds and get through the struggle that we face. And a couple of entertainments from Bryce the Third. He'll be giving us some of his words and entertainment. Again, we'll have some vendors and massage chairs for massages. It's going to be a wonderful event for that evening,
Hmm.
and just kind of exploring what that looks like, what it means when to be a man, what struggles we face, and not leave us there, but tools and tips and strategies on how to actually maneuver through that so that on the other side of our struggle, or how to get through that through the different domains, self-management, kind of being self-aware, just raising our emotional intelligence and combating some of those self-defeating prophecies and unhealthy thoughts and cognitive distortions that
Yeah,
we tend to play over and over. So just giving us some tools and tips to make it.
yeah. And then I know on Saturday, that's an all day event there.
Yeah.
And then I know you got a nice main attraction, a great speaker that's coming. Tell us all about that as well.
Yes, sir. Mr. Hill Harper is coming in to give us some words through the keynote address. So he'll be talking about and just empowerment. He's always been involved with the disenfranchised and helping other individuals and the
Yeah,
populations. So this is nothing new to him. It's not because he's running, it's because of who he is. I remember he wrote a book, Letters to a Young Brother, Letters to a Young Sister, years ago, and he's been always encouraging and uplifting. So when I ran into him at an event earlier this year, I asked him, and he said, "Let's do it." And so he'll be
nice.
coming to give the words, and that's really really important that we come out and be a part and be in that area so that we can see other people.
Now I saw in there you got a panel that's going to take place as well. Give us a couple of topics that we're going to
Man,
dive into.
yes, sir. I really, 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 really love this because I prayerfully went through this and strategically put together this these days. But the panel discussions starting off with is Black love, and
Okay.
we're looking at relationships. And if you ever seen the Black Love series, it talked about not just the good things.
Right.
The Black couples that were on there talked about what their challenges and struggles were,
Yeah.
how they triumphed through it, and if they didn't, and if there was still residue there, you actually saw raw emotion. So I
Yes.
have three dynamic couples in different phases of their marriage coming to discuss what it looks like, and what it feels like for Black love with a list, a plethora of great questions. So that's we're going to kick the day off with that. We also have um, breakout sessions.
Okay.
It's going to be identity and purpose. Like what are we here for? What's going on? And also at the same time, we will have trauma and recovery. So not just looking at like ACEs and what impacted us, but
Right.
how to recover from it. Because I'm really, really important. We can't just leave people talking about the struggles and the issues. We
Right.
need tools and we need answers and resources.
Right.
So that's what this day is also is embedded in there. Looking in addition to that, we have the let's talk about it segment where we will actually discuss kind of like the dynamics as we coexist with male and female on this earth and how that looks and what it feels like and not necessarily a dating type of thing, but just our relational struggles and challenges, but not how people like to put it, like
Right.
we're pitted against each other. No, we are not. And
Yeah.
that's not what we're about and what we're doing either.
Yeah.
So that's actually just kind of trying to get a better understanding of why we think the way we think, why we do what we do, and having healthy dialogue in the presence of each other to kind of say, oh, you know what? Enlighten me on this. Well, have you ever thought about that? And this is how men feel when you do that. And
Right.
this is how women feel when that occurs.
Right.
And being able to bring that to the forefront. And I have dynamic facilitators that's going to work through those sessions. And then we'll have the breakout session where we'll go have barbershop talk for the men, sister circle for the women in different rooms, and kind of process different things we may have heard throughout the day with dynamic panel speakers with dynamic facilitators. You
Nice.
can't get anything but empowered tools, strength, and encouragement out of that,
Yeah.
while also addressing the things that we struggle with. Yeah.
So I mean, I know you're a therapist, and we've discussed that on a couple of different episodes, of course, and talking about the strength of that and or the stigma
Hmm.
behind it of black men saying, "Hey, I want to get help,"
Man, yeah.
and not understanding, what um kind of having that vulnerability for a space in your time. It may not go for the, it may not be forever, right? But it
Yeah.
can allow you to have a space and time or a moment in time to be able to see yourself, understand who you are. Because I don't want to say it's the narrative today, right? But it is a lot of push around the person. So me, I got to get me together. And I know it sounds cliche-ish, but to be honest, for healthy relationships to really thrive, personally, you do have to do an assessment of your own self, right? I mean,
Yes.
and this is coming from a guy that's got 26 years in marriage this year.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that
Definitely.
even being married, there's still assessments that need to take place. So, just kind of talk about a little bit about the space and kind of give it a little warm and fuzzies around the impact or the great impact behind a therapist.
Yeah, man. It's absolutely uh, one of the best areas I could have chosen to go into to help individuals explore who they are, what's going on,
Hmm.
why they act the way they do, why they respond the way they do, is all through that self perspective, introspective look, and breaking down what occurred when. For instance, I was talking to a young man yesterday and trying to understand why he chose a certain coping mechanism and what is the result of that at the end, and is that healthy or unhealthy,
Yeah.
positive or negative? What are you getting out of it? Because there is a reason why we're doing it. And coming to the understanding that there were voids from childhood that exhibited from father and him, because there was this particular uh, void in attachment styles is very important to understand. And so that's how he in his current relationships operate out of these voids. So he does not have a healthy attachment style. So it's always chaos underlying.
Yeah.
Then you have other individuals that I found that grew up in chaos or turmoil tend to prefer chaos and turmoil
Right.
as an adult.
Right.
And when there is peace, they drum up stuff because peace is uncomfortable for someone that hasn't healed and learned how peace is rewarding and how it gives life. So I have to go to what my norm, what my baseline is, in order for me to feel a certain way, which is calm, or because people that are used to that are calm and
Right.
peace. Those that are not used to chaos, we get a little uneasy around that. So we
Yeah.
kind of step back away from it. But those that are not healthy do not make that connection. So helping them understand how to get on the other side of healthy, how to look at your traumas and how to see, because we all have something we're dealing with. So it's not just you or we're coming from a we. I'm one from among you. I deal with stuff even as a therapist. We don't have it all together. We
Right.
are just more aware and doing the work, as you were saying earlier. That introspective look is important.
Right.
So that's really important to understand how our history from childhood on, previous relationship, previous marriage, how it impacted us, what we felt, why we felt that,
Right.
and how we can move through that, because you got to heal and develop strategies in order to have a better outcome the next time.
Yeah.
If there's always something going on with other people,
Yeah.
it's usually not them. It's typically the common denominator, which is you. So
Yeah.
helping in a non-threatening way, helping to explore some of those things. That's the best part about therapy, sitting down, just letting people understand themselves
Yeah.
and why or how they can operate on a much better level.
Yeah. And I've been, just kind of, talking with you on these things is just it just sounds like the best way to get to assist with getting unstuck, right?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
we're both Christians as well. So we understand that the
Mhm.
ultimate push is Christ. Um,
Absolutely.
but even in God's word, it tells you that you should seek some type, if you're going to seek counseling, it should be godly counseling.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
and I put therapists right under that counseling marker. And I think
Mhm.
that sometimes we get stuck, or we get, I don't know, it's like kind of ghost minded. It's like, where am I this space? It's like, what am I doing with my life? And for men, sometimes we get in that space or that headspace, and then we're stuck, man. And we could be stuck for 10, 15 years. Now we done lost like 10 or 15 years of
Yeah.
time, of no progression. And it's
Yeah.
like all that movement and you're not going anywhere. And it's like, so I definitely say that in events like this, and this is probably one of many events that'll be going on across the world. But if you're
Absolutely.
in a place to be able to get to an event, to be able to sit down, relax, and gain some information, will all the information be for you? Probably not. But I can guarantee you, if there's enough speakers up there, something will resonate with you and
Right.
something will help get you out of a rut or let you
Mhm.
see that you're in a rut, right? So I think that
Absolutely.
the panel discussion, I think if you can make it, get to the panel discussions. I've been part of panel discussions, and those things are just phenomenal. You get to hear real strong men talk about how they were able to get out of situations, whether it was through their faith in God, the strength of the team that they had around them,
Mhm.
or working out, playing golf, whatever it was, man. They just show you these different ways to get out of things, and I think as men, we need that.
And man, I handpicked individuals that have, because you have some people that have been privileged
Mhm.
and haven't really gone through a whole lot, and they may feel like they have based on their view of the world, because we see and we react and we feel from our own lens based on our experiences.
Mhm.
Now, I wanted individuals that can touch something in almost everyone's life. So I handpicked individuals that went through almost hell and back.
Yeah.
still standing, even if struggling, and to say I'm still here. So
Yeah.
it's not that all people have it all together and they are degreed up and have this, even if they do have a degree, there still is a story behind how it occurred.
Yeah.
So I really, really encourage everyone that can get out to get out. I even have an individual coming in. She's from Connecticut. One of
Mhm.
my friends, who I met at a conference in New York last year, uh, who we just bonded, and she finished her doctorate of social work, and her study was on corrections officers and mental health first aid, and essentially how it impacts them as workers, because she retired as a corrections officer and she's also a therapist. So how does this impact them when they go in and their mind is shaped by their superior officers
Right.
on how to view those that are incarcerated? And so if I treat you a certain way, you carry that when you come out. And if you haven't done work or don't even know how to do work, you still carry that view of yourself,
Yeah.
because again, we see ourselves how, if we don't know how other people describe us and how they made us feel, and that manifests in our behavior. So it's no wonder if we've had years of incarceration while we struggle having substantial and reciprocal relationships,
Yeah.
whether it's platonic or dating or romantic.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, listen, I can't wait to get there to check it all out. I'll be there Friday night, mingling,
Yes,
rubbing elbows
sir.
with all the smart folks.
All the people. Yes,
Ah,
sir.
just
Eating some
coming
good
in, man.
food,
Yeah, yeah.
rubbing elbows.
Rubbing elbows, man, networking. I think there's gonna be a great event. Um, I'm happy that you're able to come on and kind of give us a little, just a small little, snippet of what's gonna happen this weekend. And
Yes,
I'm sure
sir.
it's gonna be even greater for this weekend. We definitely pray that the event goes well,
Yes,
which
please
I know it
continue to
will.
pray.
I pray that everybody is able to show up and everyone gets something out of it.
Yes.
Not only from the people that's on the panel, but also from the networking. The new relationships are built and
Mhm.
bonds are built just from this 2 day event here, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I see you have ladies. You said that ladies are also invited. That's pretty cool. Uh,
Yeah, I thought it was important to have ladies incorporated, because there are times where they're casualty of the black man's or the men of color's struggles and issues.
yep.
And on the other end, sometimes they are the catalyst which can encourage and push them to the place of production, and having that power can also minimize, reduce, and destroy as
Yeah.
well. So it's so many reasons why, and I'm so blessed that this is actually coming together, because I was going to have them dismissed after the morning, and then just have a couple of men's sessions.
Yeah.
But it was something about having us come together to do that other panel,
Yeah.
and then allowing them to go and process what has been discussed all day.
Yeah.
And so that's why people are saying, "Oh, well, when should I come?" I'm like, it's really nuggets, tidbits, tools, and everything embedded in every minute of the day.
Yeah.
It's a packed day, and I trimmed what I could, but it's
Yeah.
for everyone. It's
Yeah.
called manifest, because we're trying to do transformational things, and I have to start on the most basic level so
Yeah.
that we can ignite some of the traits, some of the things we already have in us,
Yeah.
but like that dream deferred
Yeah.
that was talked about in Langston Hughes's poem, or something that you used to be able to reach but you can't because somewhere there was a disconnect,
Yeah.
helping people to reconstruct that, and also move on to the places where you want to be, because maybe you just may be stagnant because you had some good stuff and you started that process, but
Yeah.
whether it's trauma, sexual abuse, physical abuse, accidents, jobs that beat you down,
Yeah. Right.
women, relationships, men, whatever it is, you got robbed. There's so many. acute stress disorder or post-traumatic syndrome, post-traumatic prison disorder, anxiety disorder. It's so many things that stagnate us
Yeah.
from moving to our potential that we just get angry at everyone. And that's our pretty much our center. We're centered and rooted right at that anger.
Yeah.
And we don't know why it's there.
Yeah. Yeah. So listen, if you have that center where it's anxiety and depression, and or you just kind of feel kind of just off. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes it's just like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
As a man, you always want to make sure that your posture is correct, especially if you're leading a family.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
but you got to make sure that your posture is correct so that you can actually, um, feel good about yourself. When our posture is not right, man, our self esteem, our the mojo, right? That
Yeah.
masculinity mojo, it takes a hit.
Yeah.
And so, being successful for whatever that looks like to you, but having some feeling of success that helps our masculinity, that mojo of the masculine part of us. And so, if you're looking for a recharge, listen, come out, hang out with us on Friday. What time on Friday is it kicking off?
Friday's kicking off at 6:30
6:30.
and going to 10:30. Saturday's kicking off at 9. Yes, 9 and going to 5.
5. Okay,
So
cool.
we'll all be there together. Iron sharpens iron. So you'll
Yes.
have some people that are whole and healed, and you'll have people that are broken and on the respirator.
Yep.
But we are here together.
Yep, yep. So, man, listen, thank you for your time, brother. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the registration and stuff link in on the Facebook page and Instagram and stuff. So that way, if you guys want to get a ticket out, uh, not get a ticket out, but if you want to pick up a couple of tickets, he does have a deal on there for a 2 for 1, 2 tickets for the price of one. So if somebody wants to bless a brother or a sister to come out and hang out with them, that'll be
Yes, sir.
awesome.
Yes,
And
sir.
like I said, this is my buddy Andre Charles, man. Charlie. He's doing a great job. He's the CEO of the Manifest, and he's really just his passion, his heart is really to help men heal mentally. And so, yeah, that shirt, Black Mental Health,
Black
and
mental health,
oh
black men heal.
man, yeah, heal, yeah, I like that shirt, man.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy that I've been able over the last few months to be able to team up with them and also have conversations around the mental health sector. And I too want to, or I've been on a journey really helping men heal, and so I'm happy to hook up with a good brother that's doing the same thing. Hopefully, we can get into a collaboration at some point towards the end of this year, which would
Yes,
be
sir.
awesome. But for now, we're focused on July 12th and the 13th. 12th
Oh,
it
I
kicks
think
off
the
at 6.
13th is at Wayne State. I don't know if we
Okay.
said that.
No,
Is
we
that
didn't.
Wayne?
Yep,
Yes,
I was gonna give
the
you a chance.
13th is at Wayne State at the McGregor Memorial Center. And if you register, you'll get an email with the details. We had wonderful, wonderful sponsors to help us to cover so many. That's why the ticket price can be so low for the 2 days, and to be able to have your parking covered alone, the parking was almost $1,000
Yeah,
to have that covered. So
that's
I've been so blessed to be able to put this together, and Wayne State has been phenomenal. The American Psychiatric Association Foundation, phenomenal. They
excellent.
are the main sponsors of like the event and
That's
departments within Wayne State. So
nice, man. Shout out to Wayne State.
yes,
So, man, this I'm gonna let you go, man. But like I said, we definitely want to get on here and kind of talk about this live. So if you're watching it live right now or on a retake, listen to the information. There's some good information. Mr. Andre Charlie is a great therapist, and July 12th and July 13th, man, it's going down, and we're gonna have a great time.
yes,
We're gonna learn
sir.
something, and it's gonna be phenomenal. And
Let's get it.
and we're out of here, man. Peace out.
Peace, bro. Thank you.
Yes, sir.